Denver Broncos Mile High View. No commercials. No bullshit. Hey, if your granny is cold, she'd like to stay warm. Propane. Don't forget this fact. You can't get it back. Propane. It's your mind. Propane. I'm on my way to get some propane. So I got to put the phone down now. And can you hear me?
Yes.
I got to keep it in. I got to keep the phone in the shade, or it'll cook. And I'm on the road, so I can't use my Wi-Fi. So, what is this about? This is about the first and foremost. This is for the Atlanta Falcon fan base out there, and if there's any conception you have, and I don't mean to burst your bubble, I didn't come here to do that, but I just want to give you a reality check. Now, this is a good spot if I can keep it. Nobody bothers me. It's all in the shade. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. And my future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Okay, the Atlanta Falcon fan. We are Denver Broncos Mile High View. Now, what separates us from everybody else is that we're not grifters. We don't buy subscriptions and views and tell fans what they want to hear, so we can line our pockets. And who gives a shit whether we're right or we're wrong? As long as we make money and grift, and that's not who we are. What we are is a film-centric channel that holds the Denver Broncos accountable. So with that said, I have for the Walmart General. Now we used to be the Denver Broncos when we had ownership Pat Bowlen, and we have relabeled the Broncos because they're not the Broncos anymore. Just so you know, Atlanta. I'm sure you haven't paid attention because you got your own issues in Atlanta to worry about. But if you hadn't noticed, the Broncos are probably the most overhyped team out there. Most overhyped. And you know what? I'm going to unroll this window here. Get some air coming in. Sorry about that. Okay. So anyway, so the formerly known as the Denver Broncos are now the most overhyped team. They're all pomp and circumstance. There's no substance to them. We call them the Walmart Generals. So when we say Walmart Generals, we mean the current iteration of the Broncos. Okay. So we have a track record here being correct. That's the other thing that separates us from all these grifters out there, telling people what they want to hear. When you hold your team accountable, you're not popular, but we're not in for the popularity contest. So, but I want to say this to the Walmart General fans that have tuned in. Back when Jesse Bates was with the Cincinnati Bengals, I had said, this guy is the benchmark for safeties in this era right now of no Brian Dawkins, no Atwaters, no Jack Tatum's, this kind of thing. In this soft NFL that we got now, Jesse Bates is about as good as it gets. And what did I get from Walmart General fans who just cling to their loser, Justin Simmons? There's a reason why Bates is the highest paid safety out there. And I believe that it is poetic justice that you will be able to see what a real safety looks like between a pretending safety. Okay? So what we do is we break film down. If you go look at all our film breakdowns of Denver Bronco games, specifically on defense, we feature Justin Tony Lily Simmons. You are not getting, Atlanta, you are not getting, and don't believe us. By God, don't believe us. You can look at the film that we provided, and then when he plays with Jesse Bates, keep an eye on him. Don't believe us. Just keep an eye on Justin Simmons. Just watch him. He will be targeted, especially by the Saints quarterback Carr, because he's had mucho success on Justin Simmons. Okay, you do not have a route jumping, intercepting kind of guy. You get a guy that plays goalie for Manchester United. He hangs 40 yards back sometimes. He's late to the party. He gives up lots and lots and lots and lots of yards and touchdowns for those few lollipop interceptions, errant throws, because they with the Broncos they throw 80% on his side, and that was with who was the safety? The other safety the other two, we got rid of him recently because he actually hit somebody.
Kareem Jackson.
Even with Kareem Jackson on the other side, now we're not talking Jesse Bates. We're talking Kareem Jackson on the other side. They targeted Justin Simmons at least 75, and I'm being conservative, I believe, 75% of the time. I want you to take a look at what side of the field your opponent targets. You think I'm just talking out of my ass? So this is for the Atlanta Falcon fan out there, okay, who thinks that they just got a route jumping corner. You got dog shit. Justin Simmons, as Bubble Man pointed out today, he's holding out for a contender. There's no contender that would ever take that guy, ever. He obviously went to, and excuse me, Atlanta Falcon fan, but I'll be the first to tell you that the Walmart Generals are a bottom-feeding team, okay? They are a bottom-feeding team. What you have with Atlanta, like going to Atlanta, he didn't go to a top-tier team at this time. Maybe later on, who knows? But at this time, he did not get a contending team. I'm sorry, Atlanta. And yes, I would say probably the Walmart Generals are in worse shape. Just put that out there. So I've rambled on enough. I got my co-host here who breaks down film, and yet they get mad at him because he doesn't back off. He keeps the foot right to their throat where it belongs. So he's taking a drink because I can't because I forgot my eyes. Ugh, I'm mad at myself for doing that. It's hot today. All right. I blah, 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 enough. So blah, blah, blah for you now. You blah, blah.
All right. So everything that my co-host Child Deliver said was dead on with Justin Simmons specifically. And I did before my BitChute channel was taken down, I did a side-by-side comparison of Jesse Bates and Justin Tony Lily Simmons, and it was night and day. And this wasn't highlight reels and cherry pick film breakdowns. These were series after series after series of Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates, completely polar opposite type players. Jesse Bates, like this man said, is the hallmark of safety play in the National Football League. I would also put Derwin James and Mika Fitzpatrick in that discussion as well. Justin Simmons is the polar opposite of what you want as a safety. This guy is a paper tiger created by John Elway, who's still in the Walmart Generals organization, I believe, and this man believes as well. Justin Simmons is a overhyped safety that shouldn't even be considered to be a starting safety on an NFL team, in my personal opinion. But because of what the All-22 film shows of Justin Tony Simmons, and also offensive coordinators and players targeting his side of the field, like my co-host mentioned. So, Atlanta, if you really want to understand who Justin Simmons really is, you can go to Denver Broncos Mile High View, or you can go to my channel, Bucket Man Scouting, and you can watch all the film on this horrible franchise right now, the team formerly known as the Denver Broncos and the Walmart Generals.
Yeah, again, I just want a Walmart General fan out there who's drunk the Kool-Aid on Simmons and was laughing at me when I said Jesse Bates is the hallmark. I want you to answer this question. Why is it that Justin Simmons couldn't go where he wanted to go? He signed with a team, and funny, I think it was funny how that whole dog and pony show the Saints put on, to make Tony Lily Simmons look like somebody was actually interested in him. He didn't get a big contract got more than I think he deserved by far, way more than he deserved. If you had an up and coming safety and he has to sit on the bench for this guy, ooh, I don't know what your actual safety situation is, but if you were grooming somebody, they all need to listen to Jesse Bates. But anyway, I want that Walmart General fan to answer the question, why is Jesse Bates the highest paid safety in the league if I was so wrong? And why was it that Justin Simmons couldn't get what he wanted and had to go and get a bottom-feeding team? I'm sorry, Atlanta, but you and the Walmart Generals. And again, I would probably put you guys up over the Walmart Generals. I'll be fair. But you're not right now, a premier team. You're an up-and-coming, maybe up-and-coming team. But anyway, you're not a premier team. So what I'm trying to get across, what the question is, how was I so wrong? Because, you see, I want to say this to Atlanta fans, too. Here's the difference, our track record. The first thing I said, Case Keenum, first of all, just so you know our track record, how spot on it is. I said, this whole thing with Case Keenum is not going to work because they didn't put a system-centric coach with him. They gave him Musgrave, and it's just a completely different system, asking him to play that style of football, which was insane. But that's what they do over at the Walmart Generals. It's the trust, and they're still in there, the trust. And then it was Flacco, bringing in Flacco. I said, what are you thinking bringing in Flacco? You don't have the offensive line support. How about how that Green Bay scrimmage went today? Right off the bat, the offensive line, which is melted like butter, a hot knife through butter, when the first string offense for defensive line for Green Bay was there, they went and sat down right after they, tore through them like a hot knife and butter. Anyway, so I said, Flacco can't survive in that. There's no way. So it didn't take long for them to figure that. I didn't even make it through the year, and then he got into it with Elway, calling Elway out. Then they wanted Drew Lock to be Patrick Mahomes, so they got Shermer and got rid of what was working, because that's what the Walmart Generals do. Well, their Walmart General fan base just cheers it on. And here's the cream of the crop. Here's the crown jewel. When they brought in Wilson, we were the only people out there saying, this is friggin' nuts. It will never work. It can't. It's impossible. But we didn't just say it. We showed film. We said we don't have the player personnel, the coaching, what this guy needs. Sean Payton did a decent job, but the two, for whatever reason, maybe Wilson didn't even want to be here. I don't know what the deal was, but Wilson certainly wasn't the centric problem as the content creators here. At first, they were all sided with Wilson, but then when they got the memo that that's not the way management's going, they all turned on Wilson. Because that's what they do, the Walmart Generals do. It's how they roll. But we were spot on yet again. We even had people saying, my God, you guys really do know it. I thought you all were crazy. Watch our film. Don't believe us. Watch it with your own eyes. How could Wilson possibly work in this system? And he was functional to some degree, with Sean Payton, but now it's Bo Nix. Our take on Bo Nix is this. We feel sorry for him because, first off, he's Drew Brees. He's now been elevated to Peyton Manning and Tom Brady by the same PR department for the Walmart Generals. He has nothing to prove. So when he doesn't live up to these expectations, they're going to run him out of town. And I am saying right now on record, that and I actually been saying this for quite a while, before they even drafted Nix, they are going to say we didn't go up high enough in the draft, tank for whoever is the 1 or 2 pick in the draft. We got to go high. We got to be the Jets. We got to be the Browns, because that's where we are now. That's why I say, Atlanta, you're a step ahead of us. Because Nick's, I'm sorry. Because Nick's, he's Superman. He's Sunshine Superman. He's already won an off-season Super Bowl. They have a picture with him with a trophy. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I just want to circle back to Justin Simmons and that whole debacle with Atlanta and what they're doing over there. I think that I think you're right, Shot Deliver. I think it's going to be elevated to a whole nother level this year of how bad he is, because he's going to be playing he's going to be playing next to somebody that is actually the cream of the crop of safeties in today's NFL with Jesse Bates. This is how feared I am by these Walmart General fans, and especially Justin Simmons and the organization, because I've had 4 channels taken down because of me exposing how bad Justin Simmons is, going all the way back to 2017.
True.
2017, 2018. And, if you're an Atlanta fan or, Atlanta centric, you should be happy that you don't have an organization like this that will actually suppress or get rid of your channels for just voicing your opinion on certain issues. Because if I voice an opinion on this Walmart Generals organization, I'll get shadow banned or my channel gets taken down. So I have to be very careful on what I say, because they just flat out don't like what I say about the Walmart Generals and how truthful, and I call them out on their shit.
Okay. Did you listen to that Green Bay live thing at all?
Yes, I listened to parts of it. Yes. The one thing that I took away from it is what did I tell you again? What did I tell you about that defensive front eating this offense?
No. Wait a second. We'll get into that.
Okay.
I want to address what you were saying. They were calling out their own players.
Yes. Yep.
They were excited about draft and develop. That's the kind of things we would love to fucking talk about. But we're not allowed to, because you got a fucking goddamn piece of shit up there that doesn't know what they're doing. That's why we are so frustrated. 9 years of this. They don't know what they're doing. Okay, I'm fine now.
That's a great shot deliver at it again, as always. Love it. Yeah, the Green Bay Packers, they're a draft and develop organization. They always have been. Even with Rodgers, they were draft and develop. Even with Favre, they were draft and develop. And that's what I want. I want a draft and develop organization. But again, like he said, you have a piece of shit.
What is the Walmart General? They're a plug and play. Play.
They're not even a plug and play. They plug in players that don't fit a system, and then
they're a dysfunctional plug and play. Let's put it that way.
They're a dysfunctional plug and play. They go out and get players that don't fit a system. They'll go overplay for players like Mike McFlinchy, so on and so forth. Those are just examples. And then they'll draft players that never turn out, and then they kill them. They don't give them the time to, it's like, when you plant corn, you have to let it grow. You have to let it sprout. They don't do that type of stuff here.
But what was the front office doing when they were talking all that shit about Williams? They wanted he better prove himself. This when their offensive line wasn't even consistent. Oh, he's got to prove. He's got to do that. And they went out and drafted a shitty fucking running back.
I know.
Does that they covet him? Obviously, they don't. Somebody must have drafted Williams. That wasn't the special people up there.
Yeah, I mean, what is there? You're dead on. I mean, this organization doesn't know what they're doing, and for everybody says, well, it's only 9 years. We're going to get back to relevancy. Not under this leadership and the way it's going right now. I mean, are you serious? You're really going to say that it's a new day in Denver Broncos land? How about it's a new day for the Walmart Generals that have continued to keep that front office? Ladies and gentlemen, and especially to Atlanta Falcon fans, how would it feel if you look at your front office in Atlanta saying that is the same front office since 2017? That's the type of stuff that we have to deal with. We have to deal with guys like Brian Stark, Daryl Moogie, Patrick Walsh, the nephew of John Elway. You just got David Shaw there, who's had connections with this organization going all the way back
to trust. Mainly the trust.
Yep.
Mainly the trust.
And Justin Simmons, again, to Atlanta fans, you guys aren't going to get anything special from him. The only thing you're going to get is when they target his side of the field, he's going to be 30 to 40 yards back playing goalie for Manchester.
Don't believe us. Don't believe us. Watch it. Don't believe us. Whatever you do not. But watch it. Watch it carefully. I'm not even asking to believe us, but at least trust your eyeballs. Watch his bad angles. He waits for everybody else to make the tackles, and you'll just see. Just watch him.
Yeah,
you're good to go.
He's horrible. He's horrible. That's all I got to say. He's a horrible safety, and I've exposed that time and time again.
But he is a good ambassador. He's a good NFL ambassador, because that's what the NFL wants now. They don't care about Jesse Bates. They really don't. They want the good. They want the NFL ambassador up there. They don't want troublemaker Von Miller. They don't want that troublemaker, that riffraff. They want yes man, good looking, handsome, up at the podium spokesperson. That's the kind of players they want. And the game is now, it seems to me, just an excuse. It's not even. They don't even give a shit about the product anymore.
No, they don't. They have completely neutered the product, in my personal opinion.
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You were getting into it with a Walmart General fan. I said Tommy Jackson back in the 90s when he was working with ESPN, and all these players from the 70s and 80s were complaining that none of these, and this was back in the 90s, they lost how to tackle. They all want to do these big hits, but they don't have tackling techniques. And they all said you're going to see a big rise in injuries, and you did. So what was the solution? To pussify the game, not to teach techniques. And that's why we are who we are. That's why this shit drives us crazy. Literally drives us crazy.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts, and I don't like talking about the game, especially the NFL game anymore, because like we've said for the past couple of years, it's been neutered. It's been completely neutered. So I want to talk about this joint training camp, because when I listened to those guys, they had the freedom to talk about whatever they wanted. They were, like you said, they were talking about player development. They were calling out players that weren't meeting those expectations. And again, that's what happened back in the day. If Steve Atwater didn't meet those expectations, you'd have Denver Bronco fans being pissed, being upset. If Floyd Little didn't meet the expectations, they would have been pissed. I mean, you criticize a Walmart General player, you criticize a Walmart General player, and it's like the end of the world to these people. I mean, you can't have them prove it on the field. It's all about
Well, look at the attitude that's going on right now at this scrimmage. The Broncos act like they're beating their chest like they won the offseason Super Bowl.
And how many? And what did we? Doesn't that go back to when Russell Wilson was here? They were doing the exact same thing. They were beating their chest, talking all this shit.
3 to 5 Super Bowls minimum. Bo Nix is Breeze.
And from what I've seen, from what I've heard, that defensive line for the Packers, I mean, my goodness gracious. That again, we didn't need the all-22 film to see that this offensive line sucks. It has sucked going all the way back to the mid-season of 2014. That's how long it's been since we've had.
You were talking about they can run they can run block, but we don't know how they have to do it consistently.
It's up and down. It's up and down. Again, when was the last time that the Walmart Generals had a consistent offensive line? You'd have to go all the way back to 2013, early 2014.
Yeah.
How long it's been. And it's 2024.
They just don't covet that. And then when they get people that actually know what they're doing, i.e. Munchak, they show them the door.
Gangarillo, too. I think he had a big part in that.
Yeah. That would have and again, he could have developed, as your offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but again, Elway showed him the door because he wanted to be like the
Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, yeah. You're not built like them. You didn't draft like them. You didn't develop like them. You think you're just going to get some guy to throw deep. It was like we got Al Davis. Al Davis, when he died.
No, I don't think it's Al Davis. I think it's worse than Al Davis.
Well, yes, because it's like Al Davis died, and he's in John Elway's body now, and but between the two of them, they think they know everything, and they don't know jack shit.
Well, this new ownership group doesn't help either.
Well, what did they do? They wiped their hands off and said, okay. When we inherited this team, we got this wonderful we got this wonderful personnel group here in the front office. Oh yeah, we got all the analytics, and oh my goodness, it's half of that. I'd say 75% of that needs to go. Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of winners here. We haven't won anything. And they just keep getting worse. And what do? They invest more in their PR.
Yeah, they invest more in their PR, and that's what they're doing with Bo Nix. I mean, they are PR hyping him like he is.
And I feel sorry for him.
I do. I feel sorry for him, too, because he's already killed, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's never going to be able to live up to the expectations. He doesn't have the player personnel around him.
Of course they. Oh man, no, he does not have the player personnel around him. And we've talked about this of Bo Nix coming out of Oregon, chopped liver. We have the offensive coordinator for Oregon, Will Stein, talking about what offense he ran. Does that sound like a similar offense that Sean Payton runs?
No.
And what offense are we running? Because
I don't think they know. I don't think they know.
And that is what kills player development, when you don't know what offense you're running, what defense you're running, what you're doing as an organization. That
they definitely don't know what defense they're running. Why don't you explain what's the positive? The positive. What was the play calling from Sean Payton that you liked?
The quick throws, 3-step drops, 1-step drop, 2-step drop in the power running game, and running in between the A and B gaps. And then what happened? We saw that again this year, and we saw it last year too with Peyton. We even saw it with Hackett when he was here. That you saw it against Seattle.
Week one.
Week one, you saw it, and then they went away from what Hackett does best. And then what did they do with Sean Payton? They did that 20-plus yards, 5 wide receiver set crap. We saw it against the Colts with the first string, and when Bo Nix started, he was doing it. And then what are we seeing throughout training camp? All the videos I'm seeing are Bo Nix at 20-plus yard down the sideline throw, dropping it in the breadbasket against.
Well, yeah, this is what I took away because I went to the Packers. What I took away from from this scrimmage is once the ones sat down, which was pretty quick, they were only there briefly. Nothing went right for the Walmart Generals until the one sat down. Now, they weren't in there very long, but when they were wreaking havoc.
Let's just Bo Nix wasn't even going against first stringers against Indianapolis. He was going against second and third stringers.
Yep. And again, I feel sorry for him because they're going to put him right in there.
Yeah,
and
there's no quarterback competition to begin with. Walmart General fans,
of course not. Anybody with a brain knew that. Now, what's going to happen is the Walmart General players are going to be running their mouths going into Seattle. I guarantee you.
And let them run their mouth, and then they're going to get kicked.
Oh yeah. The only thing is, since Carroll is gone, I have no idea what the hell they're doing there.
I'd have to watch the film and do a breakdown.
But there is something I am intrigued by them. They have been focusing on their lines.
Yes, they have.
And this team does not do well against teams that focus on their lines.
And by the way, who has you want to talk about skill position players? Would you rather have Seattle's with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Isaiah?
Oh, yeah, they're all laughing. Remember, I said that. I said, our receivers aren't in this. Oh no, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about.
And by the way, everybody wants to praise Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain, man, he's going to struggle against DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett.
I think that guy struggles even on really good number twos.
I do too. I do
Yeah.
too. The
So,
all 22 film backs that up, by the way.
yeah. So you're going to see basically, and I understand from these coaches, man, they don't have very long to evaluate players, but I don't think that,
top deliver. Just an FYI, above you, there's that glare with the sun. It's beaming into your. Just
of course it is. Of course it is. Thank you. You got to say stuff like that. I can hardly even see. That's probably even worse.
Yep, it's. Yep. Oof.
I just can't shake it.
It's like a big like.
Well, the sun is behind me, but because I'm in some shade trees. Okay, let's try this. Okay, this is how it works here. Our great studio. We got our great studio here. I can't be in the sun because will just fry that phone. Okay, this should work.
Okay.
Is that a lot better?
Better. Yep.
Found another pile of shade. Nice looking lady for an older lady. Anyway, so just kind of threw me off. Anyway, so here I am. I got the glare taken care of pretty much.
You were talking about the Packers joint practice and what you saw and stuff, or what you heard.
I was saying that against their ones, it was fast and it was furious with their defensive line.
I want the Walmart Generals players to talk shit. I mean, I do. I want them to talk shit, and then when the reality smacks them in the face like it has been for the past 9 years, then where are these Walmart General fans gonna, where are they gonna be?
I got it better for you. What happened last year? They were, like you said, they were talking all this trash. What did they then start doing? They started infighting.
Yes, and I could see that.
They started turning on each other.
Chop Liver, let me ask you a question, and this goes back to the Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons discussion. You don't think that Jesse Bates has been sitting there and listening to everything that these people have been talking about Justin, like they're talking? You don't think there's going to be some infighting between Jesse Bates and Tony Lily Simmons once Tony Lily Simmons starts being exposed to the player that he is?
Oh yeah, what did Kareem Jackson again? Okay, Atlanta fans, if you're still there, what did Kareem Jackson constantly have to do for Tony Lily Simmons?
Go on his
side. He had to come across the other side of the field and make the play. Time and time again. They will not talk about that. We show that in the we go series after series. You can see that in the video.
Yeah.
But they do not want to talk about it. You are not, Atlanta. You are not getting a jump the route receiver. Or I'm sorry, safety.
Safety, yep.
Jump the route safety. You're not getting that. You're getting a guy who they target at least 75% of the time, and he gets an errant pass. He's an expert at hanging out, waiting for an errant pass. But he gives up tons of yards for that errant pass. Touchdowns, and yardage.
Chunk plays.
Huge chunk plays, yes. And they just cheer that shit. And they can't understand why we get so frustrated. They just can't. They just don't get it. They don't understand.
Everybody, Walmart General fans and people like to say I'm negative all the time. You understand that you have to, again.
What is there to be positive about? I mean,
exactly,
really?
9 years, man. 9 years of the same wash, rinse, repeat bullshit for the past 9 years. And I remember back during the day that you had to earn praise. You had to earn respect.
You used to have to do that. Now, like Bo Nix, he's already Breeze. He's already Tom Brady. He doesn't have to prove anything.
When he was coming out of college, they weren't even like doing this type of stuff that they're doing with Bo Nix. And even Brady went on Colin Cowherd and said that these quarterbacks are way too overhyped in today's NFL. It kills them.
They don't care about him. It sounds like that's all they care. That's why they they don't care about them. They care about the money the hype generates, and they use these guys up and spit them out. I mean, are you kidding me?
You know,
The quarterback success percentage is probably lower than it's ever been.
and well, in today's soft NFL, maybe. But
yeah, I mean, and that's it too. The NFL's soft and shit. They should be thriving in it, but they're not.
So I watched a day ago of Colin Cowherd. He brought in Urban Meyer to talk to Urban Meyer about this whole the state of college football and stuff like that. And, Oklahoma, Texas going to the SEC, and then you have the Pac-12 going to the Big Ten. And he brought up something that we've brought up many, many times. He said the teams that are at top of their conferences in the Big Ten and the SEC have elite offensive lines. And Oklahoma and Texas are going to have to face those guys. These are men amongst boys in college, just like it in the Big Ten. Wisconsin, Iowa, Ohio State. These are men amongst boys. You're going to have Oregon. You're going to have USC coming into the Big Ten. They are going to have to adjust to what the Big Ten and SEC is, because these are teams that care about the line of scrimmage. And he even said, you can have the best skill position players out there, but the way you're going to win national championships and be a consistent college football program that has winning success is up front. And that goes directly to the NFL. You're not going to have a consistent winner unless you address the offensive line and defensive line. And it's not pro football focused top 10 bullshit. It's actually getting players that fit your system and that fit the identity of what you're running offensively.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think the NFL's got to stop this getting away with holding stuff, because I think it's affecting the technique work of offensive linemen. Once they know they don't, there's no technique goes out the window.
Yes.
Just horse collaring people. They're not going to call a flag.
Well, again, you brought it up to me a couple weeks ago. We were talking about that Urban Meyer documentary on Netflix, and you really think the way that he coached back then is acceptable in today's society?
No.
And that's what those guys.
That's what the Walmart Generals need. They don't need Sean Payton. They need to get all that riffraff out of the front office. They need to bring in tough coaches.
But time out. They had that with Fangio, right? And then they ran him out of town.
That's because that front office was intact.
Well, you had Simmons leading the charge saying that we want to ourselves.
Yeah, you saw how that went. Yeah, you saw how that went. Yeah. It didn't go well.
No.
So what they got to do, to me, this whole allowing for so much holding, this is a lot like the run. What the NFL to me is right now is when the major leagues were in this home run derby thing of theirs. They had all the problems with the jacking, the steroids and stuff, because all they were interested in was jacking home runs, like a home run derby. But anybody that's into baseball, and I'm not even into baseball that much, but people that are into baseball, there's a whole lot more to baseball than jacking home runs.
Yeah, and it's the same with the NFL. There's much more than just these princess quarterbacks.
Absolutely. It's just gotten out of control. That's what I'm saying. It's a fan base has changed. It's not a football fan base. It's a popularity contest fan base. And it just, and I think they've lost so many Bronco fans. We're the last holdouts. We're relics of an age gone by. You really care about technique and offensive line developing. But when I hear those Packer fans talking it, I thought maybe there's hope. Because we don't get that.
Well, yeah, you don't get that around the Walmart Generals organization. Again, that's what I'm saying. The Packers have always been a draft and develop organization. They drafted Jordan Love in the first round. They sat him behind Rodgers for 3-4 years. They understood that this guy needed development, and they did it the right way.
That interception he threw was pretty bad. It was stupid.
Well, yeah, of course.
He had time. He just needed to throw it away.
Yeah, of course. Again, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Jordan Love. I'm just saying what the process that they.
He did good in his debut. He went out and threw a bomb. He threw a go ball.
Yeah, but again, everybody into the new fan bases now, especially with the Walmart Generals, they care about what they're representing. They care about PR. They care about the feel good side of things.
Well, here's the thing, though. When the season gets going, there's no good PR. It's all bad because they are who they are,
and they will always be who they are.
They're into the off season. That's their season is the off season. That's when they win the Super Bowl every year.
Every year. Oh, the culture's changed. Okay.
Yeah.
Changed. I didn't hear the Packers the commentary from them. They weren't talking about culture change. They were getting down to the nitty-gritty because they don't have to worry about culture. They have it already in place in Green Bay.
Oh, you don't hear themselves. They don't call themselves the truth.
I know. Yeah. I heard. Yeah. Yeah. They don't like these other Walmart General content creators that have to, again,
they're actually reporting. We have grifters that want views. They get their views paid for, their subscriptions paid for, and then they go grifting and telling people what they want to hear so they can get all these people to buy into their bullshit.
You know what's funny? I don't even believe one single thing that has come out of training camp by these Walmart General content creator reporters.
No.
And I believe what the Packer guys were saying watching the live feed of the camp too. I believe them more than Darren McGee, whatever, D-Mac, fucking Cecil Lammy.
Oh, yeah, no.
Rourke. I don't believe anything those guys say because they've been
wrong. None of it. Well, here. Did any of them say this? It didn't look good when the ones were in there. Did any of them say
it? They said it looked amazing.
It looked good after they left. It didn't look bad. It looked good. But when the ones were there, they were just slow. I think Nick's even got sacked. They immediately went right through that line, that offensive line.
It's not that hard to do when it's been like that since
and they said, well, we proved our point. And they sat down, and then, they're playing the 2s and 3s, beating their chest. Anyway,
Peyton pulled a Nathaniel Hackett, remember, 2 years ago against Buffalo when they got their butts kicked?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of today.
Yeah, that first when
they're trying to hide their starters.
Yeah. Well, they don't have any starters, really.
We don't have any playmakers or difference makers on the team.
They have very few playmakers and zero
playmakers. They have zero playmakers in my.
Well, no, they got a guy that is good for one play. They can make a play. Maybe 2 plays.
I don't care.
They don't have one difference maker on there. Not one. There's no difference makers on that team. I hate to tell the Walmart General fan, Bo Nix is not a difference maker. Let's get that straight.
No, he was surrounded by so much talent at Oregon, it's not even funny.
Yeah, he's a guy. And, if you put him on the right team, sat him behind a bench, got him to start learning how to read the field, put a line in front of him. So, like you had in Oregon, if you're going to play, you can't be bailing out on the pocket.
To your point, he would have fit what he could have sat behind Derek Carr for a year or two down in New Orleans. I'm over it. I'm ready for the season to begin because, again, we're just going to go through another year of wash, rinse, repeat, people taking down their channels saying they never said that crap.
So, I know. Well, we never wanted Nix. We never wanted him.
Okay.
Yeah, just like they never wanted Wilson. So I wanted to talk to you about, you're a coach, and you were talking about getting people to look at film because they never had done that before. So what you have to teach is, when I played, there was just 16 millimeter film, okay, back in the day. We didn't have the video capabilities that we have today. So what coaches were what I called them, how in my mind, we had our defensive core. I was on the defense. We had a defensive coordinator, our head coach, and our offensive coordinator. Those were the coaches. I felt that the guys working with me as a corner, they were my personal trainers. They were really, so when you're working with linebackers, and you're like a personal trainer. You're really getting in and focusing. You're teaching them how to look at film, how to look, and then how to look at themselves, almost like a golfer who, when he's looking at himself in the film, he's got his coach, his personal coach, golf coach there, personal trainer, teaching him, well, see, you're doing this with your hips, you're doing that with your shoulder. That's basically what you have to be as a coach. And I would love to teach corner at proper. You don't see proper corner work anymore. But my issue is, I never would want to go to college and teach, and I wouldn't want to ever go to the pros and teach. You just can't teach at that point. Where you learn your instincts is at the age of that, just getting into high school. If you get some football, even before that's even better too. But you learn your instincts. You start to understanding instincts. That's why I would prefer to be a high school coach, because that's a critical time for development. By the time they're gone through college, in a make-believe world of correct football, they should be pretty well polished. And they're just, when they go to the pros, they're just working on their polish. Their instincts are down. They know how to look at film. So you're teaching kids really how to do it all. How do you look at film? They're looking at film.
Yeah. Yep. Dead on. Everything you said.
You have to teach them how to look at film, not just look at film. This is the proper way to look at film.
Correct.
And that's what we try to do with our work too. Is you're being accused. Well, you're not even saying good job. Well, you do say good job, but you're not. They have to earn it. If the guy fell down, it wasn't a good play. It's just that you got lucky because the guy fell down.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, when I played, if the receiver fell down and I got the ball, I mean, it was great, but I wasn't going to beat my chest over it, The guy fell down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you something, too. If I was ever behind a guy like you see today all the time, you think it's normal. It's been normalized. If I wasn't running side by side with them, I mean, tight. When I say tight, I mean, we're tight. I usually, I don't want them to come out, so I'll box them in, or, a lot of times I'll want to be on that side. So that's why they always throw the fade over here, near the quarterback. But if it's a corner, if I'm beside him, I should be able to come around and, swipe the ball. But you don't see that anymore. Or both of them going up for the ball.
Yeah, you don't get that.
You don't get that. Crashing down. Both guys hanging on to the ball and crashing down. You don't see it anymore. I even showed you a clip on the rugby where they did that. It's just, I don't know. It's frustrating. So I wouldn't want to coach, because I think I don't think they coach very good anymore. I just don't.
I would agree with everything you said. It's been completely neutered, and it's sad to see.
Yeah, and I've had high school coaches, college coaches, and former NFL coaches saying this whole sport's getting neutered. That's another one of our pet peeves. It's a pussification of everything. It's been going on a long, long time. Not just the NFL, but societies. It's been going on a long, long time. It's not just our own. International. It's been an international thing. All right. I said my piece.
That's everything I have to say. I mean, I really don't have much to say. I'm just ready for the uninspiring season by the.
Ready for the train wreck?
Yeah, it's going to be a train wreck.
Oh, so. They're going to come out. Seattle, they didn't got a chance. Oh my God, we just want to come off our Super Bowl. We just won this. How could Seattle possibly win? We just won a Super Bowl.
This is why I'm more excited by the product of college football. At least it's something that I can sit down, drink, pop a cold one, and watch.
Well, being a Nebraska fan, as you are, by the way, I had Nebraska come to want to recruit me. because we couldn't get back in those days. The CU wouldn't take us. If we were locals, they wouldn't take any of us.
That's the way CU rolls.
Well, it was the way colleges, I think, at the time rolled it. But anyway,
Nebraska.
So there's a little. I have a little bit of love for. I definitely like Nebraska better than I do CU because the fact they wouldn't take us, and we would have to go to Nebraska. We want to come and kick their ass. But anyway, Nebraska, that it's got to be fun because you're seeing what they're everything the Broncos aren't.
Yeah, it's
their philosophy.
Well, it's something that, again, the same thing with Dion up there in CU, with his crap up there.
What did I tell you? I said it's just it's all about Dion.
Money. Again, there's a difference between, again, everybody was so happy about that season last year with that fast start, and I said, yeah, Matt Rule always has shitty starts to a program, but the difference between Dion and Matt Rule's
I'd say longevity.
He's going to be. He's a team. That's why he signed an 8-year contract at Nebraska because he's a builder. He recruits at the high school level and then transforms them into NFL players or players in general. So I think Matt Rule is great for college football. I think he's a better college football coach and an NFL coach because he doesn't have to listen to stupid ownership like he did in Carolina. That's another organization that's down the shitter ever since they got rid of their original owner and Ron Rivera as well. So again, it's just, I like what Matt Rule's doing in Nebraska. I'm more excited to see what they're doing. I'm not expecting them to win 12, 13 games this year, but what I am expecting is a lot better football from the Nebraska product in the Walmart Generals and what Nebraska has shown over the past, 10, 15 years. So
you're going to be coaching again pretty soon. It won't be long. It won't be very long.
I'm already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that schedule.
Talking about we're still in the training program. We haven't started the season yet.
Oh, I know you haven't started the season, but I mean, I don't know when you start working with these kids.
I have already.
Oh, it's wonderful. That's wonderful.
I always.
Are they looking for? Are they looking forward? Are they looking forward to linebacking?
Of course, they always are. I mean, especially my seniors.
I always tell them hit the damn hole and knock that fucker out.
That's why they're getting.
Do me a favor, knock him out. Hit that damn hole, knock him out. I talked to my linebackers like they're running backs.
These kids are being heavily pursued up by the Dakotas, North Dakota State and South Dakota.
Good. Yeah, get them back in the film room. Get them, in the weight room, and get them in the diet. You said you were talking to them about diet, so.
Oh, of course. Yep, absolutely.
I got 35 pounds I want to lose. I hadn't stepped on a scale. Well, I hadn't stepped on a scale. I was 19 pounds over. That's freaked me out. I don't even eat much. I don't really hardly. I can't eat anything now. I can drink water.
That's where I'm at now.
So yeah, it's and I got to get moving more too. Because my knee, I got an injury, wasn't moving, and I got to get my system circulating. It's really fucked me over. Well, anyway, that's life in the fast lane.
Yep, that's our lives right there. All righty.
Yeah, give them hell and coach those kids up. Sounds exciting.
We'll do. I will be available. I don't have to work Sunday and Monday, so I'll be able to watch the Packer debacle on Sunday night.
The 2s and 3s going at it?
Yeah.
Well, you like that because you like to see who they're going to cut. Oh, what talent we did have. We got rid of them.
I know. I want to see what Jawan Renfree and former Bronco players do. And I did send you, did I not send you that player that the Walmart General's undrafted free agent, and then they cut him right away. And I sent you guys that where he said he's looking forward to showing the Broncos up and proving that they were wrong. So.
Yeah, because it's a popularity contest there.
But I'm excited to see what little Jordan Humphrey and Jalen Virgil and Brandon Johnson, what these guys can do. That's what I'm more excited about, not what fucking Josh Reynolds and fucking Cortland Sutton do. I could care less. Those guys suck. So.
Drops of duty. We had drops of duty Doodle Judy.
Yeah, he's
got drops of doodle
Brown. So.
Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds, God.
All right, I got to go pick up kids.
Okay, take care. Kirk out.
All right, my kids, not random kids off the street for you. The tractors out there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They'll edit that.
Oh, they're
All right.
going to clip that. They're going to clip
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll see ya.
All right, Kirk out.
Spock out.